And we welcome you inside the Walker Convocation Center on the campus of West Virginia State University as Video Productions proudly presents Mountain East Conference basketball. MEC basketball action is presented to you tonight by the Little General Stores. Great prices, convenient places. Visit your local Little General Store today. Alongside the entire Video Productions crew, I'm Andrew Miller, here to bring you guys live coverage of the Mountain East Conference basketball season. Game producer for tonight's live streaming broadcast is Robbie Mounts. Camera operators are Josiah Mounts and Garrett Lester. And the executive producer for Video Productions is Butch Mounts. We are glad you could be with us back inside the 1,300-seat Doris W. and Walter F. Johnson III Arena for tonight's MEC doubleheader featuring a pair of 6 and 5 teams in the opening game, the Mountain Lions of Concord University and the Yellow Jackets of West Virginia State University. Again, both of these teams had 6 and 5 on the season. They met once previous to tonight's contest. That came all the way back on the 10th of January. Concord, the home team, with the victory. A very close ball game, 70-67. In that ball game, West Virginia State actually led by 16 at the half, 45-29. They were outscored by the Mountain Lions by 19 in the second half, 41-22 en route to Concord's 70-67 victory. Throughout that, West Virginia State started off the season with three straight losses, again, against very difficult competition. Glenville State, the opening game of the season right here, and then the loss on the road at Concord, and then another loss to Notre Dame, who is the top team in the Northern Division. And since then, West Virginia State has really gotten things rolling. They have reeled off 6 victories in their last 8 contests. Their only 2 losses coming to Wheeling over in the northern side, and then, of course, to the number 1 seed, the undefeated Charleston Golden Eagles, who are now at 12-0. As you take a look at the divisions in the South, again, Charleston, the cream of the crop at 12-0, and they are undefeated on the road and at home, followed by Glenville State. The only loss for the Lady Pioneers has come to the Charleston Golden Eagles, so they are at 8-1, and it's a little bit bunched there at the 3-4 position. Again, Concord, West Virginia State, both tied at 6-5. Again, Concord with the victory over West Virginia State at the moment in 3rd place with the tiebreaker. So this game very meaningful between these two teams here tonight. Over on the northern side, again, Notre Dame, a team we have seen here at the Walker Convocation Center at 10-2. And then it's a big drop-off over in the north. Wheeling, West Liberty, Alderson Broaddus, all within a couple of games of each other. And then Fairmont State and Frostburg State at the bottom of the barrel. Couple of players to watch here tonight. First off, for the Concord Mountain Lions, Riley Fitzwater, the senior. She is just a lighted up machine when it comes to the stats. Her career, 1,472 points, 1,161 rebounds, 421 blocks on her career. She is a 3-time second-team All-MEC player and a 3-time All-MEC Conference tournament first-team player. And on West Virginia State's side, Destiny Fields really getting things going. She leads this West Virginia State team in 3 statistical categories: points per game at 16.6, 7.2 rebounds per game, and she leads the team in steals with 27 on the season. And Charity Shears, in that first meeting with Concord, she finished up with 5 rebounds, and that one did not score, though. This is a very different matchup between these two teams, between the Concord Mountain Lions and the West Virginia State Lady Yellow Jackets. We'll talk about that real quick when we come back from this break, and we'll have our starting lineups in the opening tip here from the Doris W. and Walter F. Johnson III Arena on the campus of West Virginia State. You're watching MEC Conference basketball on Video Productions.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
The Honda Passport is full of possibilities. And with plenty of cargo space and underfloor storage, you can fill it with gear too. Pack your weekend with adventure in the Honda Passport. The Honda CR-V EX is loaded with premium features that you don't have to pay a premium for. Like a turbocharged engine for great performance and fuel efficiency. With advanced features like a blind spot information system. Plus, Apple CarPlay integration for your iPhone. And the best part is, in the CR-V, premium is standard. Contact your Honda dealer to learn more or shop online.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
We welcome you back inside the Doris W. and Walter F. Johnson III Arena. Video Productions proudly presents MEC basketball action 2 here tonight between the colleges of Concord and West Virginia State University. And the opening game here getting set to tip. The Concord Lady Mountain Lions at 6-5, and your West Virginia State Yellow Jackets also at 6-5. Again, Concord defeated West Virginia State in the first meeting, 70-67. They hold the advantage for third place in the South Division. Starting lineups being introduced. We'll take a look at a few of these starters for both teams. First off, for the Concord Lady Mountain Lions, Jasia Smith, a freshman guard, 5'9", out of Bluefield, West Virginia, 7.1 points per game and 2.5 rebounds per game. Maggie Gwynn, who is the leading three-point threat, Gwynn, a 5'10" junior guard out of Perrysburg, Virginia. She had 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists the first time these two teams met. Keely Lundy, a 5'11" senior guard out of Galax, Virginia. And Gracie Robinson, a 5'7" junior guard out of Wytheville, Virginia. And finally, rounding out the starting lineup again, the 6'4" senior forward, Riley Fitzwater out of Glenville, West Virginia. And she leads this team in points per game with 19.3, rebounds 12.5, and blocks with 5.4. Hannah Shriver is your point guard for West Virginia State, the 5'7" sophomore guard out of 100, West Virginia. 50 assists on the season for her. Charity Shears, a 5'9" junior guard. Shears leads the team with 27 threes. She averages 13.9 points a game. Destiny Fields having a great sophomore campaign. The 5'10" guard out of Reynoldsburg, Ohio, 16.6, 7.2 rebounds, and leads the team with 27 steals. Alana Kramer getting the start tonight. The junior guard, 5'7", out of Junction City, Kansas. And rounding out the starting lineup, Shelby Harmeyer. Harmeyer, a 5'10" sophomore guard out of Independence, Kentucky. And we are ready to go here. Two different styles of play. West Virginia State, second in the MEC Conference in scoring at 92.2 points per game. In their last 6 victories, they are averaging over 100 points per game. for the Concord Mountain Lions. They like to slow it down. 70 points a game, but they do not give up much. They are second in the conference in points given up at just 63.2. Early steal for West Virginia State, but they'll give it right back to the Mountain Lions. And watch for the mixture of styles. Whose style will win? The run and gun of the West Virginia State Yellow Jackets, which worked right there. 2 early steals and a Hannah Shriver run out for the first basket of the evening in the first contest. Obviously, it was Concord imposing their will with the slow it down style. They held this electric West Virginia State team to just 67 points. And they were right on their average at 70. They'll look to get it inside to Fitzwater. She can not only score, but she can also distribute. Good look for Maggie Gwynn. And we're tied at 2. And a quick 3 thrown up by the Lady Yellow Jackets. Off the mark, saved in, and Concord will take it. And that's what Coach Charles Marshall's going to look to try to do here in this second contest between these two. As you see, the run and gun style of West Virginia State. We'll talk about their 3-point issues as we progress, but they are looking to cause commotion all 96 feet of this court, try to get Concord turned over. They average, do West Virginia State defensively, causing 27 turnovers per game. They only were able to turn Concord over 11 times in the first contact. Fitzwater with an easy look. Fitzwater, again, just head and shoulders above the rest in height. She's got the build, the size, and if she gets herself in the position she needs to be, going to have a couple of helpers inside there. Good ball movement by West Virginia State to tie it up, though. And early on, we're tied at 4 apiece. You see the chaotic defensive style. A miss by Fitzwater, but she's right there to clean it back. And Fitzwater with an early bucket, rebound, and assist. And this West Virginia State team, no stranger to shooting threes, but they are attacking the basket. There's another layup for Hannah Shriver. Shriver's got 4. Again, West Virginia State led the first half in the first contest by 16, 45-29. Concord able to really slow things down in the second half. Here's a drive by Gwynn right side and a whistle. Officials for tonight's contest, Steve Lazaroff, Kyle Potcotter, and Steve Robinson. You see a nice move by Shriver protecting that ball on the up and over and the nice soft layup. So Shriver with 4 early, and you'll see that style 5 in, 5 out for the Yellow Jackets. Fresh bodies in white and gold. Maggie Gwynn, 82% free throw shooter, 22 of 27 on the year. Make that 23 of 28 now for the 5'10 junior out of Perrysburg. Went to Narrows High School. She was top 20 last year in the MEC in scoring. 6 20-plus point games for Gwynn. Here's a quick 3 right wing off back iron. That one intended by Sadara Johnson. And a put back. And up and good by ZZ Russell, the freshman, just down the road from Winfield. And we're squared at 8 apiece. Concord able to break this pressure early, and that will earn them a 3-point opportunity. And Gwynn buries her 14th. Team leading 14th 3 by Gwynn. Concord did not shoot the ball well from 3 in the first contest, just 14% from behind the arc. Concord in that first contest got 50 of their 70 from inside the paint. Here's a nice drive baseline, and very soft touch by Alexis Hall, the sophomore guard out of Kitts Hill, Ohio. Pressure in the back court, and this time we'll draw a jump ball. And that will be much to the pleasure of head coach Charles Marshall. And you see the 2 styles, run and gun, full court pressure by West Virginia State. Concord trying to break the pressure and then set up the half court offense. A couple of early turnovers for Concord, but they've settled in the last couple of minutes. And we're close at a 1-point Mountain Lion lead. Yellow Jackets working the perimeter. They'll cross it. A drive and a dish from Johnson into the corner. A three pops out. Hall attacks her own miss. Can't get the second one. Third opportunity, no good. This time Fitzwater clears. 2-on-1 opportunity. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul. Ratcliffe in the ball game for the first time. And Ratcliffe draws the foul that time. It will be a reach whistled on Peyton Shears. That will send Ratcliffe to the free throw line for a pair. Maddie Ratcliffe, freshman guard, 5'10", out of Pulaski, Virginia. And Pulaski High School had a nice game in 18 minutes of action against the Yellow Jackets in game number 1. 11 points, 3 assists for Ratcliffe as she hits the first of 2. West Virginia State have taken 418 threes on the season. That is over 100 more threes than the next closest, and that is West Liberty at 306. And they live and die by the three from time to time. When it's good, it's good. 33% shooting from behind the line in victories. And there's a nice one by the left-hander. Peyton Shears gets on the board, but in the losses, West Virginia State shooting just 22% from behind the three-point line. Showing some nice patience that time, and Shears unloads on that right wing three. Coach Marshall switching 5 in, 5 out yet again for the Yellow Jackets. Little token backcourt pressure, trying to work Concord to the sideline and get him into a trap situation instead. Help defender a little late over there. That'll be whistled on Charity Shears. Her first. That's the 5th team foul on the Yellow Jackets in just the first 2 minutes and 22 seconds of action. So Concord at the line early. Third opportunity. They are 4 for 4 coming into this set, and Gwynn hits the first of 2. And Maggie Gwynn has 8 early points in the first 2 minutes, 22 seconds. She'll miss the second. Gwynn an 82% free throw shooter. Just 1 of 2 on that one. Now top, Kramer thought about a 3. Instead, Shriver made hay with the drive in the first part of this quarter. Yellow Jackets showing some patience. Now a good defensive play. A steal by Radcliffe. And a wise decision. Radcliffe did not have numbers. Unfortunately, it'll turn into a turnover. Pressure nonstop defensively. Now here's the attack by Kramer to the lane. Shot is no good. Fields able to save it, but it's tipped off of a defender. And Concord ends up with possession off the turnover. Mountain Lions on the offense. Here's a good drive and dish. Assist Gwynn and the finish by Fitzwater. Fitzwater now with 6. Looking to answer. Attacking Fitzwater. And drawing the contact is Alana Kramer. As you see the drive and the dish, Gwynn good court vision. And with 4:39 left on the first quarter clock, Concord leading at 16-13. Time out of the floor. We'll take it with them. You're watching MEC basketball action on Video Productions.
Have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty,
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
16-13 is your early score in the first quarter. Conflicting styles between head coach Kenny Osborne in his 21st season for Concord and the fifth-year head coach Charles Marshall for West Virginia State. The Yellow Jackets like to run and gun, averaging 92.2 points per game. Concord giving up a league second best, just 63.2 points per game. They are very good in many defensive categories. They are best in field goal percentage offensively, but defensively, they hold their opponents to 22% from three. They're best in defensive reboundings at 30.8 per game, best in block shots, 71 total, including 6.5 blocks per game. West Virginia State, again, though, they have become quite confident early in the season, 0-3. Again, now, they played two top teams, Notre Dame and Glenville State. But since that time, they have really gotten things going. 6 victories in their last 8 contests, and they are scoring over 100 points per game, 106 to be exact in those contests. We've seen Concord, though, in the first quarter with a couple of opportunities for fast breaks. An opportunity for ZZ Russell on the left wing. That one's off the mark. Fitzwater tips it, and Concord wants to run. 15-foot pull-up on the right wing. That one hits the iron, hits the backboard, and falls through for Radcliffe. And a quick 4-0 run for Concord. They lead it by 7. That's going to draw a timeout by head coach Charles Marshall. Again, Concord not known for their scoring prowess. See, they like to be able to go to the half-court set, but if it's offered, with West Virginia State, the way they're playing chaotic defense, if the opportunities present themselves, Concord has taken advantage early. Leading the way is Gwynn with 8 points. And right behind her is Radcliffe and Fitzwater with 6 apiece. No one above 4 points at the moment for West Virginia State. They are led by Hannah Shriver. Got those first 2 drives in the early part of this quarter. Concord going zone, trying to force the threes. And again, it's a live and die proposition for West Virginia State. A miss by Peyton Shears on the left wing. Jump ball will go over to Concord. Concord in that zone defense. Oftentimes they say you try to shoot you out of the zone. The State has the ability to, just inconsistent is the knock on them. Here's a quick jumper put up and in by Gwynn, and she now has double digits. That's 10 for the junior out of Perrysburg, Virginia. Now Concord with a little trap in the corner. Nice job by Hall to get it out. Shot put up and no good by Aaron Whitehead. Whitehead had 12 points, 5 rebounds, and a couple of steals in the first contest. You see, shooting the ball quite well here in the first half. Right now, Concord shooting at 88% from the field on 8 of 9 shooting. And although Concord does not score a lot of points, they do have a very good field goal percentage. Again, they are the best in the conference at 45%. It's almost a head scratcher. It doesn't make sense. They shoot the ball so well. They play great defense, but they just don't score a lot. They like to stick with a half-court slow-down offense, and that is kind of a rarity in the Mountain East Conference on both women's and men's side. This is a run-and-gun conference for sure. Tamara Scott in and at the line, hits 2 of 2. Scott, the 6-foot senior forward out of Edinburgh, Virginia. As Shriver attempts another quick drive off the mark. And an ill-advised pass for the Mountain Lions, stolen in transition defense, that time by Charity Shears. And this time Steve Robinson, the official, going to whistle a reach-in foul that's going to go against Radcliffe. Concord leading, though, by 10. And they've got a 10-0 run in the last 2:32 to the Mountain Lions. No points in the last 2:46. Call me a prophet. Call it the broadcaster's kibosh as Harmeyer, free in the right corner, buries the three and ends the drought. Concord attacking into the corner. Here's a spot-up three by Blankenship. Off the mark. Scott with the board. Her putback is off the mark, though, and Harmeyer will clear it. Looking to push in the corner for three. Off back rim. No good by Shears. And now a whistle, and that's going to be a travel. And even in transition, even as West Virginia State's getting back, you got to think that's a point of emphasis for head coach Charles Marshall. They don't just want to run back defensively. They want to run back and find players on the offense. That time, someone faked at Radcliffe and got her feet moving before the ball was dribbled. Quick three on West Virginia State's side, off the mark by Kramer. And Harmeyer a quick 5 points, and she'll cut the deficit down to 5. 23-18. Harmeyer now with 5 to lead the Yellow Jackets. Radcliffe attacking from left to right, in the bucket. They'll count the basket as Maddie Radcliffe drove it from left elbow to right block, drew the body contact on Harmeyer, and the bucket is good. So a 3-point play opportunity for the freshman guard. And Radcliffe makes good and extends the lead back out to 8. Under 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. This game at the moment for third place in the South Division. Again, both teams at 6-5, but Concord by way of their first victory back on the 10th of January over down in Athens over West Virginia State. They have the lead in third place as another travel called. This time it will go against the Yellow Jackets, Stadera Johnson. Tamara Scott checking back out, Fitzwater back in and looking to attack. Concord, they tried to feed it to Fitzwater. Good defense, though, by the Yellow Jackets. In transition, a spot-up three, and that one is nothing but net for Alexis Hall. Hall had a great game the first time these two teams met. 12 points, 5 rebounds. Looking to answer with a quick 2 off the mark, Jazz Blankenship. State pushing. Another 3, right wing this time. That's off the mark. And Fitzwater clears again. Yellow Jackets shooting 27% from the three-point line. Concord, though, a bit out of sorts and out of control. They'll draw another turnover. That is number 7 of the quarter. Here's another 3. And that is a confident shooter in Stadera Johnson. She just missed one from the same spot. Comes right back down and buries it. It's suddenly a 2-point game. 40 seconds left. Looking to answer. Deep on the left wing. Off the mark is Radcliffe. Russell dribbling it off her foot. We've got a jump ball. Russell pulls it away from Fitzwater before it can be tied up. And for the first time, the Yellow Jackets will slow things down. 13 on the shot clock. 16 on the game clock. Russell moves it to Johnson with 5. Russell into the right corner. Here's a 3. That's up, and that is in by Aaron Whitehead. 3 seconds remaining. Full court pressure. Here's a steal, and at the buzzer, it is up and it is in. A 5-point last 6 seconds of the first quarter, and West Virginia State has come from 10 down on a 16-3 run in the last 3 minutes to take the lead, 29-26. You're watching MEC basketball action on Video Productions.
The Honda CR-V EX is loaded with premium features that you don't have to pay a premium for. Like a turbocharged engine for great performance and fuel efficiency. With advanced features like a blind spot information system. Plus, Apple CarPlay integration for your iPhone. And the best part is, in the CR-V, premium is standard. Contact your Honda dealer to learn more or shop online.
With all that's going on, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling wants to remind our neighbors we're here for you. We're taking extra precautions to protect you and our employees. Right now, we're offering 6-month no-interest financing to help you stay comfortable throughout this crisis. Our superior indoor air filtration options will keep viruses, bacteria, and allergens down, increasing indoor air quality, comfort, and safety. Call us today and see how we can help you. Mullen, we're comfortable when you are.
A wild ending to the first quarter, and if you are a West Virginia State Yellow Jacket fan, you are excited. They were down 10 with 2:30 left to go. A three in the corner by Aaron Whitehead, and Concord getting a little bit cavalier with the basketball in the first quarter. A throwaway into the hands of Peyton Shears, and at the buzzer, the bucket falls through. A 5-0 run, part of a 16-3 run to end that first quarter, and West Virginia State now leading Concord 29-26. Again, in the first meeting, it was Concord imposing their will, keeping the offensive scoring down to a minimum and avoiding the turnover potential that West Virginia State offers. As I say that, there's a turnover here on the first possession for Concord, leading to another three. Charity Shears open on the left corner. This West Virginia State team turns their opponents over 27.3 turnovers per contest in the first game. As you watch that first turnover leading to another bucket for West Virginia State, this is a team that's playing quite confidently at the moment. But West Virginia State only able to turn Concord over in the first contest 11 times. Right now, at the beginning of the second quarter, Concord with 9 turnovers in the first half. Concord shooting the ball well when they do not turn it over. So far, they're at 64% shooting from the field. 5 on the shot clock, a little high-low action. Beautiful delivery by Gwynn underneath to Fitzwater on the left block, and Fitzwater now with 8 points in the first half. Here's another three, that one on the right corner. A little heat check by Shears off the mark. See if Concord looks to try to break pressure and slow things down. They do not. A quick three by Lundy, that's off the mark. In transition come the Yellow Jackets. They'll get it into the corner. A spot-up three by Fields hits the front of the rim. This time the rebound ripped away by Jasia Smith. Smith, a freshman out of Bluefield, West Virginia. Down in the Concord area. And another turnover, and I tell you, that's got to upset head coach Kenny Osborne. 21st season at the helm. All-time winningest head coach in Concord women's basketball history. But he is watching his Lady Mountain Lions turn the ball over at a very, very high clip, 10 in the first half. Again, just 11 total in the first meeting between these two. And what you're seeing is West Virginia State scoring in their home facility much better than they did in the first contest between these two. They're shooting at 43%, 35% from behind the line. That's 6 out of 17 for West Virginia State. Concord breaking the pressure, getting a good look from the free throw line, and Gwynn adding to her team leading total. She's got 12 now, and Concord battles back to within 2. Mountain Lions led for the majority of the first quarter before that 10-0 run to finish, and including that 10-0 run, that 16-3 run to finish. You see Concord just finding the open pockets in the transition defense. And if you're going to shoot those, if you're a mountain lion, you got to knock them down. Fitzwater adding to her block total for her career. She is just a stat machine. Tremendous 4-year career for the senior out of Gilmer County High School in Glenville, West Virginia. Whistle and a foul on the reach. Gwynn gets called. That's her first. And that will send Peyton Shears to the line for 3. Realize that was on the shot. She'll miss the first. Shears 18 for 24 on the season from the charity stripe. 71%, and that's not going to help things. Missing her first 2 short. Shears with 5 first half points so far. And she will miss all 3. 0 for 3 from the line for Shears. Another board by Fitzwater. She has 4 in the first half. Pressure defense leads to an open look again. And Maggie Gwynn is making the West Virginia State defense pay in transition. Gwynn has had 3 open looks from the 15-foot area. 1 from the free throw line, 1 from the left elbow, and that one. And Gwynn just knocking down shots, 14 in the first half for the 5'10 junior guard from Narrows, Virginia. And we're all squared at 32 apiece. Fields trying to work against the much taller Fitzwater. We'll get it back to that high-low area and a good backdoor cut. And finding Alana Kramer is Fields for the assist. Kramer finishes it off for her first 2 of the half. Quickly to the front side for Concord, and that is a tough thing to guard. Fitzwater on the block with no help defense. Backed in, made a baseline move, and banked it in easily. Fitzwater in double figures now with 10. Yellow Jackets still shooting the ball at a high clip, 42.4%. Harmeyer on the baseline, moves up the lane. Got a good shot attempt against Fitzwater, couldn't get it to fall, but here's another steal down the court, and Kramer frustrated with herself as Alana Kramer jumped the pass at midcourt and then dribbled it out of bounds. So the possession goes back, and then fourth after that 16-3 run for West Virginia State, which gave them the lead. An 8-2 run right now for the Mountain Lions over the last 2:30. Pressure into the front court, and that will result in another steal. This time Fields takes it, and she will run it out on the coast-to-coast buckets. And just 2 minutes into the second quarter, Concord has more turnovers than they did the entire first contest between these two. Add another one. That is 13 turnovers created by West Virginia State here in the first half. But they're very charitable, giving it back now to Concord. Here's a 3 look on the right wing. That one hits off front iron for Radcliffe. Rebound, put back in the foul, though, by Fitzwater. And the senior, one of the top players in the Mountain East Conference, announcing a presence with authority with an and-one opportunity. Fitzwater now with 12. Waiting to see that foul was whistled on Russell, they say. So Fitzwater hits the three-point play, and a quick 3 on the West Virginia State side. That's off the mark again. Sometimes you'll live and die by it. Here comes the attack. Off the rim, no good for Radcliffe. Radcliffe, though, from behind, steals it away as Chloe Shrezny had it at the hip, and Radcliffe just came from behind after the miss and swiped it away. Heads-up play that time by Radcliffe, and that will give Concord a 39-36 advantage. Under 5 timeout, media timeout here from West Virginia State. 39-36, Concord in the lead.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local little general store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local little general nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the little general sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
The Honda Passport is full of possibilities. And with plenty of cargo space and underfloor storage, you can fill it with gear too. Pack your weekend with adventure in the Honda Passport.
A game of runs in the first half. It was Concord getting out to a 10-point advantage in the first quarter on a 10-0 run over a 2-minute 46-second span. That was followed by a 16-3 run for West Virginia State, including a 10-0 run to finish off the first quarter to take the lead. Now Concord on a 13-4 run over the last 3:54 themselves. But Concord has been cavalier. They have turned the ball over a lot here in the first half. When they don't turn it over, though, they have found that girl, Maddie Gwynn, from 15 feet. That's her fourth shot from that location. Answered quickly, though, by another three for Peyton Shears. That's the seventh of the half for the Yellow Jackets. They are shooting it well, 37% from behind the line. They'll get it again to Gwynn at the free throw line. Underneath to Tamara Scott. Reverse layup is a little strong. Shrezny clears. Here's a quick three up by Johnson. That's off the mark. Another rebound for Scott. And a whistle now. Russell's going to be flagged for the bump on the sideline. Russell picks up her first. Again, when the Mountain Lions control the possession, they are shooting it well, 64% overall. Unfortunately for Concord, they are turning it over at a high rate, 13 so far to just 7 for West Virginia State. Here's another 15-foot jumper. That one good by Jace Smith. And the freshman with her first two of the evening. State working at baseline, over to Shears in the corner again, Peyton Shears. And Peyton Shears has gone off her third three of the first half. Pressure in the back court. Concord has struggled with this. And we're going to get a double dribble. And frustration, as you can tell over on the sideline by head coach Kenny Osborne. This is off of a made basket, the opportunity that Coach Charles Marshall for the Yellow Jackets wants. They'll get right into the pressure, and they trapped Radcliffe on the baseline. Another three opportunity, this one off the mark. That one shot up by Alexis Bennington Horton in the ballgame for the first time. The freshman out of Penn Laird, Virginia. Rebound knocked out of play by the maroon-clad Mountain Lions. Again, in the first meeting, the Yellow Jackets shot just 27% from the field overall and just 19% from the three-point line, and were unable to turn Concord over anywhere near their normal clip of 27.3 a game. So that was a recipe for disaster for Coach Charles Marshall, and even in that, West Virginia State held a 16-point lead at the half of that first game, 45-29, and still just lost by 3 to Concord. But if you're thinking of woulda, coulda, shouldas in the locker room after that game, you take a look at the statistics for West Virginia State, and they would obviously know what needed to be done in this game. But Concord has stuck with their recipe for victory throughout the season. They hold opponents to very low shooting numbers, low percentages, and low points on the board. 63.2% for the year. That's good for second best in the conference. Although Concord does not shoot or does not score at a high clip, just 70 per game. Here's a deep three. That one up and good. That will help the cause. Jacia Smith, 5 straight for the freshman. Trying to answer it now, Harmeyer. That's off the mark. Scott clears another defensive rebound. And again, Concord, although they don't score a lot, they have the best field goal percentage in the conference, 41% as a team. A little chaotic that time. The ball on the floor, picked up, and just happened to be in the hands of Scott. Tamara Scott off the bench playing well. 4 rebounds and 3 points now for Tamara Scott, the senior out of Edinburgh, Virginia. Harmeyer bounces it down to the left block. Now back out to Harmeyer. She'll drive the lane. Here's a dish. And on the baseline, Serena Reeves in the ballgame for the first time, and she's on the board. And this is going to be an ill-advised pass down the court, and that's going to be turnover number 15 for the Mountain Lions. As you see the drive by Harmeyer, the assist, the dish. It was sketchy, but it was good for Serena Reeves, the freshman out of Surprise, Arizona. 2:10 left here in the first half. Concord with the 4-point advantage. Russell pumps, drives, right side lane, and gets the spin. And then takes a little chest bump from her teammate there. Shears more excited, I think, than Russell. Russell got just enough spin on that one to draw it up over the rim and to fall through. And a foul whistled as well. 3-point play opportunity. Off the mark, though. And the ball touched last out of bounds by the Yellow Jackets. Russell now with 4 points. Said touched by the Yellow Jackets. I meant touched by the Mountain Lions. And defensive breakdown on the inbounds as Alexis Hall sit right down the right lane. And now we've got a 5-second violation on Concord. And if you're West Virginia State coach Charles Marshall, you are absolutely thrilled with the way this first half has gone. The score is tied at 48, but you have turned over the Mountain Lions 16 times in the first half. You only got them 11 the entire first game. Russell trapped into the corner. And along the baseline, knocked out of bounds by the Mountain Lions. 6-0 run for Concord, even though they have turned it over. I meant 6-0 run, sorry, by West Virginia State. And a turnover by the Yellow Jackets. That's their 9th of the first half. Yellow Jackets turn it over 17.3 times a game. But it's to be expected that with the style that they play, run and gun, you're looking for chaos. If you cause 17, or if you give up 17 but cause 27, that's a plus 10 margin. That's second in the MEC conference for West Virginia State, a plus 10 turnover margin. They give it back, though. Does Concord on an over and back call. After West Virginia State gives it up, 17 turnovers for the Mountain Lions. Inside Fields, baseline shot put up, no good, and the rebound and the putback good for Charity Shears. Radcliffe gets it into the front court. Smith feeds it underneath. Fitzwater double teamed. Good hands underneath. And that was a good touch pass by Smith. Fitzwater able to finish it off. And we're still squared at 50. Here's Shears. A deep left wing three with Radcliffe in her face. And the threes are dropping in the first half for West Virginia State. They lead it by 3. 39% from behind the line. Ratcliffe trying to answer. That one rattles out. State with 40 seconds looking to add to the total. Harmeyer in transition from the right wing, 2 steps behind the line. Harmeyer's got 8 now. The lead is 6. Here's the drive in the dish again. And that's a good look. Robinson with the feed and the assist. And Fitzwater's got 17 to lead all scorers. Shriver will slow it, work for the last shot here. 10 seconds. Shears. Kramer at the foul line with 2. No one to go to. Here's Harmeyer at the buzzer off the right side of the rim. And that is how this very exciting first half of play will conclude. Up and down we go. This is the pace that West Virginia State wants to run. Let's see if Concord can impose their will in the second half. After 2, West Virginia State leads Concord by 4. You're watching MEC basketball action on Video Productions.
I'm Stuart Caldwell. For more than 40 years, I and my firm have vindicated the rights of individuals hurt by defective drugs, defective chemicals, and other products. Now I'm teaming with Booth to take on the big drug companies to vindicate the rights of children born with NAS. There are significant legal proceedings that could affect you and your child's legal rights.
If you're the parent or guardian of a child who you believe was born dependent on opioids, you need to act now.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
You have dreams.
Where do you start to build the skills necessary to make them happen?
At West Virginia State, you learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go or what you want to do,
It starts at State.
My husband should have died that night. The car was on a fence, upside down. Trees were coming through the windshield.
The people who opened the door for me, one of the first questions they asked me is, how were you alive?
For my kids, Timmy's invincible. And it was just like that he could have been gone. He was like, this is all we're gonna own. We're getting another Honda. It saved my life. My kids are not going in anything else.
A game of runs in the first half of play here from West Virginia State University, back and forth. The Mountain Lions of Concord and the Yellow Jackets of West Virginia State went. It was Concord out to a quick 10-0 run in the first quarter to take a 10-point lead. That was followed by a 16-3 run by West Virginia State, including a 10-0 run in the final 2 minutes of the first quarter to give them a lead going into the second quarter. After that, it was a 13-2 run in favor of Concord. And then West Virginia State finished the last 2.5 minutes of this half on a 14-2 run of their own to take a 4-point lead into the halftime locker room. This game is going the way West Virginia State wants as far as the run-and-gun, up-tempo pace. They like to score a lot of points. They give up points, but they like to outscore you. 56, that is on their average in their last 6 victories of 106. They're just above that, actually. Concord averages just 70 points per game. They are already up to 52, but they are giving up opportunities in transition. West Virginia State, on top of that, shooting the ball very, very well in this contest versus the first time they met. 17 turnovers for the Concord Mountain Lions. They had just 11 the entire first game these two teams played. 21 for 31 shooting. They do shoot the ball well, does Concord, 67.7%. But West Virginia State shooting the ball well in this one, 48.9% on 23 of 47. The important stat, though, is the three-point shooting. They live and die by it, and they are at 41.6%. West Virginia State, 10 of 24, just 2 of 7 for Concord. Rebounds you would expect to be in favor of the taller Concord Mountain Lion team, 21-17. And the foul shooting disparity, very big, 8 of 10, 80% from the line for Concord. West Virginia State been to the line 6 times, yet to put one in from that position. As you see, the turnovers, 17 for Concord to just 9 for West Virginia State. Leading the way for West Virginia State is Peyton Shears, 4 of 7, including 3 of 5 from the three-point line in that first half. She's followed by a couple of ladies with 8, Charity Shears and Shelby Harmeyer. Shears, 3 of 5, 2 of 4 from behind the three-point line, and Harmeyer, 3 of 5 as well, and 2 of 3 from behind the line, and Harmeyer also with 5 rebounds. Leading the way for Concord, as you would expect, Riley Fitzwater, 17 points on 8 of 9 shooting, also 6 rebounds and a block for her. Following that is Maggie Gwynn, 16 points. She's perfect from the field, 6 of 6, 1 of 1 from 3, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. She's also got 3 assists. And the third in double figures for Concord, Maddie Radcliffe, 11 points on 4 of 8 shooting, including 3 of 3 from the free throw line in that first half. So a very interesting first half of play between West Virginia State and Concord. Both teams at 6-5. Again, Concord with the slight advantage due to the first game victory at third in the South Division. Second half going to be shaping up to be quite a dandy. Stick around, folks. We're going to take a break for our sponsors. When we come back, we'll have the second half ready to go for you here from the Doris W. and Walter F. Johnson III Arena on Video Productions.
Let's welcome in the commissioner of the Mountain East Conference. That's Reed Amos. He joins us now on the CityNet Statewide Sports Line. Commissioner, good evening. Welcome to the program.
Good evening, Brad. Good to be with you all.
All right, we're always happy to have you, but especially on days like today when you make a couple of significant announcements. So let's dive right in, and I want to start, Reed. You've made an announcement about it. It's approaching fast. We're almost in tournament time here as the calendar's about ready to flip to March. You've made an announcement today regarding where the Mountain East Conference men's and women's basketball tournaments will be held.
Today we are announcing that we will return to Wheeling and West Banco Arena for the Mountain East Conference men's and women's basketball tournaments. A slight change to format. The opening round will happen on campus sites this year, but quarterfinals through finals. Thursday through Sunday, the first week in March, we will be back at West Banco Arena, and after it will be nearly a year since the last time that we've had spectators at any Mountain East Conference event. It was March 12th a year ago when the sports world shut down, and for us in smaller colleges, a much more arduous task to get back up and running. So we've been tracking in a group of 4. The MEC has by far had the best performance. At one point, as little as 2 weeks ago, MEC women's basketball teams had played 59 out of 60 scheduled contests at that point. So we continue to be well above 90% on the women's side, though we're going to lose a handful of contests down the stretch here. And on the men's side, we've regularly been in the upper 80s as far as percentage in getting contests in. Now, you got to have a dance partner, so 2 teams lose a game when only one team's not available. So that's something you always have to keep in mind. And so as we continue to see such high percentages, if you would have told me on January 7th that we'd have this many games in at this point and our institutions would be doing so well in managing COVID-19 protocols, because our mentality is when it's appropriately safe to play, and when it might not be, we don't. And so they've done a great job on the campuses to keep themselves in a position where they've been able to play.
Reed, one last thing on the MEC tournaments coming up here. I didn't ask you about this. Ticket information, I assume, will be forthcoming. I know today you just wanted to get this information out to the public. We have a bunch of listeners that will want to attend. I assume follow your website, mountaineast.org, for information on tickets and how that will work down the line here, I assume, right?
Exactly right, and tickets won't go on sale until the week of the tournament. What our plan is to adjust the timing of games. Normally we have an afternoon session and a night session with 2 games in each session. This year, because of COVID-19 protocols, every game will be its own session. So we'll have an 11 o'clock session for a single game, and then a 2 o'clock session for a single game, and then 5 o'clock, and then 8 o'clock. And so the building will be completely cleared of fans immediately after every game to provide enough time to turn it over for the next game that will come in. So after those opening round games happen on that Monday, our plan is to put tickets on sale because the matchups in the quarterfinals will be known at that point. Likely they'll all go on sale about noon. On Tuesday is what we would anticipate the week of the conference tournament. Again, the first full week in March.
And that's basketball, but right on the heels of that comes football, because obviously the fall schedule had to be pushed back. You guys have put together a spring season, and it's coming right after basketball. So walk us through exactly what that's going to look like.
So the week after our conference tournament is when the football schedule will start, a 5-game schedule split into 2 divisions with a 12-team league. And so all the teams in the North will play a 5-game schedule. Everyone will play everyone. Same thing in the South. And the 2 teams that win those 2 divisions will play in a first-ever MEC football championship game, which we're excited about in late April. And knowing that FCS is playing an even larger number of games than that, and Greg, I'm sure players have told you for a long time that practice is something that they tolerate to get the opportunity to play in games. So we're thrilled about providing the student athletes after missing a full season in the fall. And this being a year where they won't be charged a year of eligibility, we're still going to give them an opportunity to put on the uniforms and go out and compete this spring. So we're excited about doing that on behalf of our student athletes.
So that championship game should be a lot of fun. Do you have an idea of a site for that yet? It's going to be on a home field, or will you take it to a neutral site?
We'd go to a home site on that is our plan. And ultimately, because you'd end up having 2 division winners playing against one another, if they end up with the same record, we'll just have a modified bid process for that. But if one has a better record than the other, we'll allow them to host unless they would decline.
And we're talking with Reed Amos, Commissioner of the Mountain East Conference. As you get into football and the baseball and softball and some of these outdoor sports, you will be allowing some spectators in for those events on campuses. Is that correct?
Well, it'll be institutional discretion. That's what a lot of Division II conferences have done. When you've got such small campus communities on some of our smaller enrollment institution campuses, there's a lot of sensitivity to properly managing those campuses, because if you end up with some form of an issue, it could end up disrupting the instructional schedule on those campuses. So our board reached a point where they were comfortable with allowing institutional discretion on determining whether or not spectators would be allowed on individual campuses through the spring.
All right, my friend, we're going to let you run. Thanks for the update. Congratulations on this step forward. I think it's a significant step forward, not only returning to Wheeling, which has done a great job hosting this tournament, being able to return to play with fans in the stands, I think will be great for this wonderful event as we get ready to watch the men and women coming up in March. And we'll certainly talk again as we get a little bit closer to those dates. So thanks for the time tonight, Reed.
We're looking forward to it. Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll talk soon. There he is, Reed Amos, Commissioner of the Mountain East.
The Honda Pilot is great for family adventures. As well as the not-so-friendly ones. We made it tougher than it needed to be. Because you never know what you'll come up against. The Honda Pilot with available all-wheel drive. The ultimate modern family SUV.
With all that's going on, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling wants to remind our neighbors we're here for you. We're taking extra precautions to protect you and our employees. Right now, we're offering 6-month no-interest financing to help you stay comfortable throughout this crisis. Our superior indoor air filtration options will keep viruses, bacteria, and allergens down, increasing indoor air quality, comfort, and safety. Call us today and see how we can help you. Mullen, we're comfortable when you are.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
FCA has incredible impact on coaches, the teams, the players, and the community as well.
It's changed our lives. It's changed mine as a husband, as a father, and as a coach.
It does make an impact on our lives.
FCA has become a full circle in our lives.
People from all different kinds of backgrounds.
If all we're going to be is a coach that happens to be a Christian, I think it's more important to be a Christian that happens to be a coach.
We welcome you back inside the Doris W. and Walter F. Johnson III Arena at the half. West Virginia State with the lead over Concord, 56-52. A very important game for positioning in the South Division. Everyone chasing Charleston, UC at 12-0 undefeated. And then right behind them at 8-1, Glenville State. Then you see Concord, West Virginia State tied at 6-5. Concord has the edge due to the first game victory, so this would be big for either team to try to secure positioning for the postseason. You're not sure anybody's going to be able to make it up to Glenville State or UC at this point. Those two teams have been buzzsaws since the beginning of this 2021 season. Again, 2020-2021, but it didn't start until January. Stylistically, West Virginia State, I think, would be very happy with the way that first half went. They led by 16 the first time these two teams met. Just 4 points the advantage in this one, but I think for Coach Charles Marshall, he might be more excited about the way this first half went than that last one. West Virginia State shooting the ball well, 48% overall. More importantly, 41% from three. Nice play inside. Destiny Fields muscling her way up with the shot. Fields was the big scorer in the first game between these two. 10 points. She's averaging 16.6 per game. She had to muscle that one up. Off the Concord miss. This one in transition, poked out of bounds. Concord, again, they do what they do. They shoot the ball well. Shot the ball at 65% in the first half. That is above their average, but their average is the best in the MEC as a team. The problem is they turned the ball over 17 times in the first half, and off those 17 turnovers, 26 points for West Virginia State. 32 of the 52 Concord points came within the paint. That's what you would expect. Good defensive play by Harmeyer, blocking that shot away from Gracie Robinson. And quickly we move to the 5-in, 5-out. First change-up for Coach Charles Marshall. And the Yellow Jackets keeping fresh legs on the floor at all times in order to full court press, trap, and run and gun up and down the floor. Another one poked out of play into the Concord bench by the defensive hands of the Yellow Jackets. That time I believe it was Kramer that got a hand in. Concord's going to look to try to slow this style down. Fitzwater couldn't get the first shot to fall. On the second one, they're going to say that Kramer may have been on the baseline. So if you're Concord and Coach Kenny Osborne, I imagine the talk at the halftime was settle down more than anything. Slow down, settle down. Expect traps, expect full court pressure, and just be calm about it. And if you can get it across half court and set up your offense, you're making shots. A little bit of testiness inside there between Harmeyer and Fitzwater. Both these teams know exactly what's at stake here in this contest. Another one last touched. Shears got a hand in, but it goes off of Gwynn, out of play, and that will be turnover number 18 of the ball game for the Mountain Lions. Shears, though, with 3 personal fouls now in the ball game on that last possession. ZZ Russell, freshman out of Winfield, West Virginia. Out to Johnson, and now we've got bodies flying again inside, and this time Shears and Fitzwater meeting again. I said it was Harmeyer last time. It was actually Fitzwater and Shears the first time on the other end, mixing it up. That time, Fitzwater whistled for the foul, trying to get through the screen of Shears. So it inbounds out top. Yellow Jackets looking for it, and now a loose ball. That foul is going to go against Sadara Johnson on a moving screen. West Virginia State rolling those guards off the screens, and they are really just running their defenders into those screens as best they can. That time a little loose on it, though. 18-footer on the right wing, no good. Robinson tracks down her own rebound. Great hustle by the 5'7" junior, Gracie Robinson. Tremendous fundamentals, followed the shot, ended up with the rebound, and that will allow the Mountain Lions another opportunity on offense as Russell checks out. Back in comes Hannah Shriver for the Yellow Jackets. 58-52. This is part of a 16-2 run for the Yellow Jackets, stemming back to the last half of play. Got another loose ball, another opportunity for a steal. Shriver will get the steal immediately on the ground, calls for a timeout. Heads up play by Shriver, the sophomore. And a timeout whistled by West Virginia State. 58-52, Yellow Jackets with the lead. 7:44 mark of the third. You're watching MEC basketball action on Video Productions.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
The Honda Passport is full of possibilities. And with plenty of cargo space and underfloor storage, you can fill it with gear too. Pack your weekend with adventure in the Honda Passport.
A 16-2 run in favor of the West Virginia State University Yellow Jackets, stemming back to the final couple of minutes of the first half, has led West Virginia State to a 6-point advantage over Concord. The Mountain Lions shooting at a high pace, 60%, 50% though for West Virginia State. The problem is for Concord, they have turned the ball over 19 times in this contest to just 10 for West Virginia State. And State living and dying by the three right now. Life is good. They are shooting 41% on 10 of 24 from three. There's a drive by Shears and some body contact on the drive. That's going to be whistled on Maggie Gwynn. Just the second on Gwynn as you see the drive. And very, very light foul there, but to the letter of the law, that will be whistled on impeding the drive, and Shears at the line for a pair. And that is the first free throw made by the Yellow Jackets. Boy, they called that an and one. They'll say continuation on that. I was looking for the second free throw. A lot going on here at courtside. Glad you could join us on Video Productions coverage of Mountain East Conference basketball. And Gwynn, after the foul on the and one opportunity, she has made her living there today, the 15-foot area. That is her sixth shot from that location. She's got 18 to lead the Mountain Lions. Loose ball ends up in the hands of Shriver, and Shriver will bury the three. West Virginia State shooting lights out in this second contest. And they've got a 10-point lead, their largest of the night. Concord into the front court, into pressure, and this time we're going to get a whistle. Referee Steve Robinson calling a reach-in foul. Shriver and Shears both around, and Shears got whistled for the reach. So Shears now has 4. West Virginia State, though, leading by 10. Here's Gwynn taking it straight up. Fields comes over and swats it out of play. Destiny Fields with her second block of the game. Fields showing nice recovery on that inbounds play. Robinson all the way out top between the circles. Over to Gwynn, they'll lob it inside. And Fitzwater takes it up strong. The whistle, will they count the bucket is the question. Referees Steve Lasdorf and Kyle Potcott are going to check it and talk it over. Fitzwater was double teamed. They're going to count the bucket. The foul will be whistled from behind on Destiny Fields. Her first. Fitzwater now with 19 points and a chance to make it 20. And a 3-point play. Not the best free throw shooter. She does just about everything else well, but she swishes that one through. And Concord slowly cutting into this West Virginia State lead here in the second half. Back down to 7 at 64-57. The question is for West Virginia State, can they remain hot? Can they turn Concord over? Instead, this time it's a steal by Radcliffe and a coast-to-coast opportunity by Charity Shears, and that was a bold play defensively. Shears has 3 fouls. Could have gotten whistled for a reach, and that would have been 4. Instead, a nice defensive play as she knocked it out of the hands of Radcliffe. Inbounds comes in the lane to Fitzwater. They'll work it around nicely to Gwynn. Left wing 3, and that one's good. A smart play by the senior Riley Fitzwater. She was right in front of the basket. Could have taken it up strongly. Instead, fed it out, and a couple of quick passes led it to Gwynn over on the left wing. It's a 4-point lead as Shear's going to try to answer. No good, but great hustle by Kramer, keeping it alive. Kramer now will drive, pull up, 15-footer is good. Alana Kramer, a tremendous basket. Pressure in the backcourt. Can Concord handle it? They have struggled throughout. They'll get it into the hands of Radcliffe. Now Gwynn, 15 feet area. They'll get it to Fitzwater, gives it back out top. Whistle out of bounds it goes as the pass tipped by Charity Shears into the hands of Keely Lundy, and Lundy couldn't hold on to it. You see the ball movement, though, on that inbound for Concord. And Gwynn back and forth with Fitzwater for the team lead. Gwynn now 8 for 9 shooting. Missed just one shot so far from the field. 21 points for Gwynn. Six-point lead, though, for West Virginia State. They'll get it into the high post area. Whistle underneath. And the foul's going to be called, I believe, offensively, as Lundy was coming over to take. She was coming over for a help defense situation and found herself in a passing lane, a chance to steal it. And she got bumped on the hip and fouled. That is the 5th team foul of the third quarter on the Yellow Jackets. Still 5:06 left in the third. So Concord will be shooting free throws for the rest of the half. That's the one thing Concord does not do well shooting-wise. They shoot as a team just 60%. That is good for 11th in the conference. And it looks like we're going to get a talking on a player control offensive foul that will not be free throws. So they'll move it back down to the other end of the court. And if you're Coach Kenny Osborne, that's not what you like to see, because this is where Concord has struggled. Although Radcliffe straight down the court, got all the way to the baseline. At that point, you might want to tell her to slow it down. You've already broken the pressure. You got a chance to get it into the half-court set. Nearly another turnover. It ends up in the favor of Concord. Media timeout under 5 minutes here in the third. 66-60 in favor of West Virginia State. You're watching MEC basketball action on Video Productions.
I'm Stuart Caldwell. For more than 40 years, I and my firm have vindicated the rights of individuals hurt by defective drugs, defective chemicals, and other products. Now I'm teaming with Booth to take on the big drug companies to vindicate the rights of children born with NAS. There are significant legal proceedings that could affect you and your child's legal rights.
If you're the parent or guardian of a child who you believe was born dependent on opioids, you need to act now.
Yeah. 66-60 your score. West Virginia State on top of Concord. This has been a very good offensive game to watch. Both teams shooting at a high rate, 61% for Concord, 51% for West Virginia State. Concord 37% from three, although they're just 3 of 8. West Virginia State shooting 42% from behind the three-point line, 11 of 26. That has been well documented. We've talked about West Virginia State living and dying by the three. They shot very poorly, just 19% in the first game lost to Concord. And on that inbounds play, a very tough call for Coach Charles Marshall in West Virginia State, as Charity Shears has just picked up with body contact her 4th foul of the evening, so she'll have to check out at the 4:59 mark of the third quarter. And that will send the lefty, Jaisha Smith, to the line. Concord very good at the free throw line tonight, 83%, 10 of 12, make it 11 of 13. And that's something they don't do normally very well as a unit. 4-point ball game. Both teams have led at different times by double digits, 12 for Concord, 10 for West Virginia State. Here's a beautiful reverse layup opportunity. Kramer saw Fitzwater in the lane, couldn't get it to fall, but West Virginia State on the boards. Now Fields attacking from right to left, and that will be a draw contact foul on the 6'4 center, Fitzwater. And that's just Destiny Fields making something happen. Really nothing offensively going, but Fields took it baseline, crossed over, and as you see, protected the ball in her left arm and kept it away from Fitzwater just enough to draw the elbow contact. First free throw good for Fields. West Virginia State just 1 of 7 before those two, so 3 of 9 at the line now for the Yellow Jackets, maintaining a 6-point lead. Concord breaks the pressure. Can they settle down and work into a half-court set? Radcliffe thought about pulling the trigger on a three. Instead, two-person game underneath, and nice work. Tamara Scott, boy, the senior coming in, has played valuable minutes in place of Fitzwater. 5 rebounds, that time an assist to Lundy. Here's a steal now. Radcliffe coast to coast. 4 quick points, and we're squared at 68. Pardon me, 68-66. Concord, though, to within 2. So Radcliffe giving the Yellow Jackets a bit of their own medicine there. Nice 15-foot elbow jumper, though. For Destiny Fields, she's into double digits now. Concord trying to withstand the constant pressure defensively. They've struggled throughout the night. They're going to need to control themselves here in the final quarter and a half. Underneath, Lundy took some contact, threw the ball up looking for a foul, didn't get it. 2-on-1 break. Kramer! A beautiful fake to Fields, and Kramer took it herself. Pressure in the backcourt. Radcliffe dribbles it away. Stolen numbers for the Yellow Jackets. Fields attacking, but she's going to be whistled as Lundy set her feet. That was Ashton Funderburg, the sophomore guard out of Sevierville, Tennessee. A big defensive play for Funderburg. Another turnover, though, for the Mountain Lions. And after that big 4-point swing, they were in danger of going back down by 8. Instead, it's a 6-point advantage for West Virginia State. Smith wanted to attack, pulls it back, avoids the trap to Gwynn. Turnaround 14-footer. She has been automatic. She has missed just one jump shot this entire evening, and she's got 23 to lead the Mountain Lions. Here's a 3 left wing, back iron, no good for Kramer. Scott and Fields battling for it. We've got a jump ball possession arrow. We'll move it over to the Mountain Lions at the 2:30 mark. "21 turnovers for the Mountain Lions. Can they get it in bounds? Lundeberg finds Smith cutting. Smith attacking left side. Picks up the dribble. A turnaround jumper with Russell in her face. Smith getting things going. She's got 9 now. The lead is down to 2 for State. In the corner out top to Russell. She'll try the 3. Shears tracks down the long rebound. State maintains possession. Hall will attack down the lane left side. Wild. The shot is no good. The rebound controlled by Concord. Mountain Lions can tie it or take the lead with a 3. Radcliffe finds Gwynn. 15-foot range off the mark. Scott, though, with the rebound and the putback. The lefty goes to the right block and ties it. Tremendous minutes tonight for the senior Tamara Scott. She's got 7 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist. Shears, spot up 3. That one airballed underneath. Smith saves the rebound end to Gwynn, and now in the backcourt, Russell getting a little bit too excited. Trying to get a steal, ends up reaching in. Smith attacking the turnaround, just beautiful touch. It's a tough shot to hit on that elbow. And again, Scott followed that up with the rebound and the putback. And a chance now for Concord to take the lead back for the first time. They've got a 7-0 run going, and it's the first time they've led since the 2:11 mark of quarter number 2. Second free throw up and good. 2 of 2 for Ashton Funderburg. Her first 2 points of the night as Jasha Smith gets a break for the Mountain Lions. And Lundy checks back in. Final 1:20 of the third quarter. Shriver back in after an extended break. Yellow Jackets continue to work that perimeter. They have shot the ball well from outside. Fields now to the high post, driving right side, body contact off of Scott, no call. Fields couldn't get the shot to fall. Got her own rebound, and on the second set of body contact, they will get Hall on the foul. 4th team foul on the Mountain Lions, so no shooting yet. Shriver with the inbound. And a little trouble finding somebody, gets it to Kramer. Now Kramer attacks up with a high arcing shot. Kramer, and Scott had to back off. And back to square at 74 we go. Into the front court. Funderburg needs some help. Dribbled into that trap. That'll find Gwynn. Attacking left side lane. No good. Rebound on the putback. Tamara Scott right in the correct place again. State trying to create transition even off of a made basket. Ball tipped out top. Funderburg with a nice play there. You see Gwynn attacking against two defenders, and that left Scott wide open for the offensive rebound and the putback. 25 on the game clock, 21 on the shot clock. And Shriver will take a look to the sideline to Coach Marshall. She'll start with 8 seconds on the play clock. Attacking Shriver, straight up against Smith. No good. Rebound by Scott. 4 seconds left. Here's Funderburg attacking with 1 on the clock. Lundy for 3 at the buzzer. Lunderberg attacked the basket and fed it out onto the right wing. And what a great time, if you're a Concord fan, for Lundy to get going. Her 5th point of the night on the 3. And Concord will take a 5-point advantage into the final stanza here from West Virginia State. You're watching MEC basketball action on Video Productions.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
My husband should have died that night. The car was on a fence, upside down. Trees were coming through the windshield.
The people who opened the door for me, one of the first questions they asked me is, how were you alive?
For my kids, Timmy's invincible. And it was just like that he could have been gone. He was like, this is all we're gonna own. We're getting another Honda. It saved my life. And my kids are not going in anything else.
A 13-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 55 seconds for Concord. The Mountain Lions will take a 5-point advantage into the final quarter of play here. Talk about uncharted territory for the Mountain Lions. 79 points represents the second most they have scored all season. They scored just a little bit higher one time, 95 in a victory over Alderson Broadus. 2 times. In overtime, they lost 85-90. They scored 85 and 95, but they have scored 79. This is the third most they've scored all year, and there's an entire quarter left to play. So West Virginia State's style of play has taken hold here in the second game, whereas Concord's did in the first game. The question is, can West Virginia State continue to shoot the ball well from outside? First shot of the fourth quarter for Destiny Fields is off the mark. State has shot the ball very well in the ballgame. Here's Lundy, who hit the big 3 to end the quarter in the third. Back-to-back threes for Kaylee Lundy. Trying to answer now, Harmeyer on the left corner. That's no good. And Funderburg with another big play defensively, rebounding for Concord. Here's a pass underneath. Somebody lost Scott. Good recovery defensively. Alana Kramer had to show some athleticism to get back and swat that out of bounds. But you see again, Keely Lundy wide open in the corner after burying that buzzer-beating 3 to end the third. It's now an 8-point advantage for Concord. Their largest lead since they led by 12 in the first quarter. So showing they can go toe-to-toe with points against this very offensive-minded West Virginia State team. And there again is Gwen. The 15-foot area and in has been her lifeblood tonight. Here's Fields answering, trying to answer at least from 16. It hits off the front rim, pops up, and will fall through. And immediately we've got a whistle. The basket will count. And we've got a foul on rebound positioning. They're going to whistle the foul on Alana Kramer. So the bucket is good. The foul will go against Kramer, her second. West Virginia State, again, averaging 92.2 points per game, but in their last 6 victories, they are averaging 106. They have scored. That's not the problem. Concord right now is scoring 2, though. Here's another one for Gwynn. And Coach Charles Marshall has seen enough of that. Gwynn has lived at the 15-foot area, including that foul line. She has 27 on the night, and they are just leaving her alone. And I think Coach Marshall is going to talk it over with his crew, try to figure out a fix for that. It's back to a 10-point lead on a 12-0 run for the Mountain Lions. They lead it with 8:25 left, 86-76. You're watching MEC Basketball on Video Productions.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
You have dreams.
Where do you start to build the skills necessary to make them happen?
At West Virginia State, you learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
The Honda Passport is full of possibilities. And with plenty of cargo space and underfloor storage, you can fill it with gear too. Pack your weekend with adventure in the Honda Passport.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take
86-76 your score at the 8:25 mark. A battle for third place in the South Division at the moment. West Virginia State, the first half was the style they wanted. They turned over the Mountain Lions 17 times. West Virginia shot the ball very well, 47% overall, 41 from 3. But in the second half, Concord continued to shoot well at 64% from the field. That's not a lie, including 50% from 3 on 5 of 10. But the Mountain Lions have also stopped turning the ball over. Just 4 turnovers in the second half. And all those came in that third quarter. So they have been much cleaner here in the second half. And as they continue to shoot the ball well, West Virginia State trying to figure out a way to put more pressure on. Here's Scott under the basket. Too strong on the reverse layup. In transition, and I believe Lundy's going to poke that one out of bounds as the Yellow Jackets trying to get a quick transition bucket before the 5-in, 5-out change occurs. But Concord, again, shooting 62.9% from the field, 50 points in the paint, 5 of 10 from 3, 86 from the free throw line on 13 of 15. The only difference between that and the first half was the fact that they turned the ball over. And that has certainly abated here in the second half, and that has led Concord to a 10-point lead. As you're going to see Charity Shears at the free throw line, the lefty fouled on the three-point attempt. That foul whistled on Jazz Blankenship. So big free throws coming up here for Shears and West Virginia State. They have not been good tonight from the line. Just 3 of 9 before that one. So as a team shooting just 30%. Shears backs that up with a make. And it's a 3-possession ball game. Again, Shears with 4 fouls. Got to be careful defensively. She'll hit 2 of 3, and the lead is cut down to 8. State's MO stays the same. They're going to press and pressure in the half court defensively. Going to try to get Concord back out of sorts. See if they can turn the Mountain Lions over down the stretch. Fitzwater back in the game, and that is a tough place to be if you're a West Virginia State defender. Fitzwater, though, with the miss. And that is a rarity. She shoots incredibly well from the field. And a big 3 now for Alana Kramer. As you saw, Fitzwater was the one trying to recover and close out on that three-point attempt. Big shot by Kramer. She's got 11. The lead is cut down in half to 5. Serious pressure put on. Here's the pass inside. Fitzwater, left side move to the baseline. That was a great interior move and a smart defensive play. Harmeyer just backing off. Harmeyer now going to try to get back 3 for 2. Back-to-back threes for West Virginia State. It's down to 4. The difference for West Virginia State on this one versus the last one is shooting, and more shooting on top of the turnover ability. They have consistently shot the ball well tonight. Here's another lob pass in, though. Gwynn to Fitzwater, who sealed her defender high. And Gwynn with a tremendous pass. And now an unforced turnover. Harmeyer taking the pass from half court. Her foot touches the sideline right in front of a very dejected Coach Marshall. And for the first time tonight, Coach Marshall will back the defense off and set them up in a zone defense. 6 minutes and 6 seconds remaining. Concord by 6. They'll get it to Lundy in the corner. Lundy has exploded in the second half. 3 threes. She's got 11. The lead back out to 9. Here's a drive and a put-up shot by Alexis Hall. 15-footer from the left elbow. Good touch by Hall. Neither team wanting to give in this ball game. They know third place at the moment is on the line and seeding. Inside they'll go. Fitzwater. Too far outside of the paint. She'll give it back out to Radcliffe. Working one-on-one. Shears has the 4 fouls, but Radcliffe just dribbles it away and turns it over. That's the first turnover for the Mountain Lions in this fourth quarter. And West Virginia State will try to capitalize on the 22nd turnover of the ball game for Concord. So State right about their average, 27. Here's a three-pointer. That one a little short. Fitzwater closed out on Shears. And the Mountain Lions with possession. Robbins will walk it across the timeline. Coach Osborne yelling directions from the sideline. They'll get it into Fitzwater. Double team. She'll muscle it up anyway. My goodness. Pure strength by the 6'4 senior Riley Fitzwater. As she was trapped inside. And she still muscled it up. I believe that foul is going to be whistled on Peyton Shears. Nope, they're going to call that on Charity Shears. And if that's Charity Shears, then that is number 5 on her. I thought the body contact might have come from underneath on Peyton Shears. And now the officials are talking it over, and I think they're going to change this over. It is going to be on Peyton Shears. That's what I saw on the replay. So Charity Shears can breathe a temporary sigh of relief at the 4:50 mark with 4, but now Peyton Shears has 4. 3-point play opportunity missed by Fitzwater. The lead is 9, though, for Concord. West Virginia State, they've got shooters all over the floor. Shears thought about pulling the trigger. Shriver working it left with 10 on the shot clock. Now to the right, the lefty 3 off the mark. And Fitzwater skies for a big rebound on the defensive side. Radcliffe quickly to the front court. Now Concord wants to get into their offensive set. Robinson thought about driving, and they're going to call a double dribble on Robinson. Coach Osborne arguing that play. Robinson saw an open lane and looked like she was going to take it for a second, and then her brain took over and said, no, we just want to run a little bit of time here. And she got whistled for a double dribble. I thought maybe a carry, if anything. Quick three on the right wing. Boy, Shears got the green light. That one off the mark. Fields cleans it up. Attacks Fitzwater. The shot is blocked out of bounds. Fitzwater with her second swat of the night. Adding to her career total at 473. Stellar 4-year career. Inbounds, three-point shot, rolls out. Fitzwater collects another board on the defensive side. Number 8 for the senior. Here's Gwynn on the right elbow, attacking against Shears. Boy, a lot of contact there. Gwynn was looking for the contact and the foul. That would have been number 5 on Shears. Instead, they'll say Gwynn just a little out of control, throws it out of bounds. 3:45 left in the ball game. Again, it's a 9-point lead for Concord. Here's a drive, 14-footer. Shriver, no good. Saved in bounds by Harmeyer, diving out of play. But she'll save it in to Jaisha Smith for the other team. Concord trying to work a little bit of clock here. Robinson out top, guarded by Charity Shears. They'll feed it inside. Fitzwater spins, bounces it off of the rim, off the backboard, and gets the shooter's touch. That was a big bucket for Riley Fitzwater. The lead now 11. Clock starting to evaporate here on West Virginia State. They've shot well so far. They need this one. 3 from the corner, and that was huge. Peyton Shears, a big 3. She's got 17 now. Smith, though, attacking, dishing, in transition. The shot is good by Fitzwater, and West Virginia State, for the first time, a little slow in transition defense. That led to an easy drive and dish. Here's Harmeyer from way downtown. Rebound controlled by West Virginia State. They need to start hitting some shots here down the stretch. Another 3. Harmeyer can't find the mark. And you start to see some of this writing on the wall. As good as West Virginia State has shot the ball throughout this game, down the stretch they are struggling from the three-point line. And with Fitzwater inside, they are trying to stay on the perimeter. Here's Fitzwater attacking. And they're going to get Harmeyer on the foul. As Peyton Shears will check out. You see Concord, once they had the lead out to about 8 or 9 with the 3-minute mark gone, they have started to really send it inside, feed it into Fitzwater. And she has done a lot of work here in this fourth quarter. And specifically in this past 4-minute, 20 seconds on a 12-5 run, she has 8 of those 12. And she hits both free throws, and Concord is out of their element. They do not score like this. They have got 101 on the board. They lead it now by 12. State's going to have to get hot from outside here down the stretch. And instead, it's going to be a turnover. Ratcliffe playing center field out there. She's got the steal, the coast-to-coast bucket. And Coach Charles Marshall can start to feel the frustration build. He'll call a timeout. 1:42 left in this one. Can Concord hold on, or does State have a final run in them? We'll see. You're watching MEC Basketball on Video Productions.
Have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Into the final 142 of the ball game. Riley Fitzwater has been quite dominant down the stretch. She's got 14 points, and she has made all but 2 of the last shots in the last 4 minutes for the Mountain Lions. Big bucket for Destiny Field. She's got 14. West Virginia State needs some defense right now. They need some turnovers and some quick buckets. Just 1:10 remaining. Inside, they'll go to Fitzwater. Double team, she'll give it back. Gwynn thought about a drive, but gives it back. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Radcliffe attacking, no good on the shot. Rebound by Reeves. Serena Reeves attacking the lane. Shot is up, a whistle, and Reeves is going to be whistled for the offensive foul as Gracie Robinson steps in front, plants her feet, and takes a very important charge for Concord. Again, this is out of character for the Mountain Lions offensively. You see Reeves attacking there and just trying to make something happen quickly as time is running down for Coach Marshall and the Yellow Jackets. Concord averages just 70.5 points per game. They give up just 63.2 per game. That's good for second in the MEC. They held this West Virginia State team the first game to 67. West Virginia State with 91, but they have been cold down the stretch of this game. They've shot it well throughout, but in the final 4 minutes, they have been purely cold. No points. Just 2 points in the last 4 minutes. Here's Fitzwater, double team, gets it out. Robinson to Lundy. Concord trying to work this play clock down as far as they'll be allowed to. And that ball goes out of bounds, last touched off of a Mountain Lion. But a 12-point lead with 33.7 on the clock. State at one point shooting above 40% from three. They're down to 35%. That's still good for a game. But here down the stretch, they have struggled. Reeves with the miss, Reeves off of the miss with a rebound and a quick putback. The lead down to 10, but 20 seconds left. And I don't think Coach Marshall is going to choose to foul. He will not. And he will, as I say that, I was going to say, he will not choose to foul as Shears, with 13 seconds on the clock, the body contact, and Charity Shears will foul out. Solid night, though, for Shears. 10 points on 3 of 8 shooting, a couple of threes. And that will send Jaisha Smith to the free throw line, where this Concord team, again, a little bit out of their element. They are second worst in the conference as a team from the free throw line at 60%. They are shooting right now at 83%. Now drop it down to 79% on the first miss. 15 of 19, 16 of 20. West Virginia State just 5 of 12 from the charity stripe. Reeves backs up and fires a three off the mark. Fitzwater corrals another rebound, and that will be a double-double for her, and that is how this one will end. A hard-fought game of runs back and forth between two teams, very evenly matched with different styles. And in the end, Concord able to weather the storm defensively, control themselves in the second half, and they will get a very important 11-point victory, 104-93, to have sole possession in the South Division of third place. We'll take a break for our sponsors. When we come back, we'll recap this one, talk about some stats, and we'll get set up for the men's side of things after these messages. You're watching MEC basketball action on Video Productions.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
The Honda Passport is full of possibilities. And with plenty of cargo space and underfloor storage, you can fill it with gear too. Pack your weekend with adventure in the Honda Passport. The Honda CR-V EX is loaded with premium features that you don't have to pay a premium for. Like a turbocharged engine for great performance and fuel efficiency. With advanced features like a blind spot information system. Plus, Apple CarPlay integration for your iPhone. And the best part is, in the CR-V, premium is standard. Contact your Honda dealer to learn more or shop online.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent.
In a game of contrasting styles, Concord able to outlast West Virginia State. The Mountain Lions victorious, sweeping the regular season series 104-93 in the first game. Concord imposed their style, low scoring for both teams. Concord on their average kept West Virginia State far under their average at 67. In the second game, West Virginia State imposing their style, and Concord still able to weather the storm to improve to 7-5. West Virginia State loses for just the third time in 9 games. This one was a battle of runs back and forth. Both teams had big ones, up to 16-3, 12-3, 12-5, 10-0, 10-0. Both teams had runs. Both teams shot the ball quite well in this ball game, as West Virginia State shot the ball at 44%. From the field, including 34% from three, although they really struggled in the fourth quarter when it mattered most. They were up around 41% in the first 3 quarters and couldn't find the mark in that last one. But Concord shooting the ball tremendously, 64% on the game, and a lot of those were inside the paint. They had 60 points in the paint. They shot the ball well when they shot it from three, 54% on 6 of 11 shooting. Free throw edge completely controlled by Concord, 16 of 20 for 80%, just 5 of 12 shooting from the line for West Virginia State for 41%. Turnovers were an issue in the first 3 quarters for Concord, specifically in the first half. They had 17 in the first half and 6 in the third quarter, just 1 turnover in the final stanza, which was very important for the Concord Mountain Lions to get an opportunity to win this one, as West Virginia State ended up with 15 of their own. Leading the way for Concord was Riley Fitzwater, 32 points on 14 of 17 shooting. She was 4 of 5 from the line, added 10 rebounds and 3 blocks, so a double-double for Fitzwater. Followed that by Maggie Gwynn, 27 points on 11 of 15 shooting, 2 of 2 from 3. She also had 11 assists on to the night. And, of course, Maddie Radcliffe with 15 on 6 of 11 shooting to help out for the Concord Mountain Lions. West Virginia State was led by Peyton Shears, 17 points on 6 of 12 shooting, including 4 of 9 from 3. And that was followed up by by Destiny Fields, finished with 14 points on 6 of 13 shooting in the game. She added 5 rebounds as well. Alana Kramer and Shelby Harmeyer with 11 apiece and 10 for Charity Shears. Just not enough here tonight for West Virginia State, as Concord sweeps the season series, moves to 7-5. West Virginia State now 6-6, and Concord in sole possession of third place. So happy you could join us here for this first of 2. As you look out on the floor, COVID-19 precautions taking place, as Athletic Director Nate Burton and his staff do a great job here, and that is why this season has been able to progress. We're very glad you could join us here on on NBC Basketball Action from Video Productions. For my entire broadcast crew, I'm Andrew Miller. Tonight, the game producer was Robbie Mounts, and camera operators were Josiah Mounts and Garrett Lester. Executive producer for Video Productions is Butch Mounts.